Hello everyone and welcome to These Are the Blades of Our Lives, the figure skating show where I talk to you about figure skating like it is drama for our mamas. Today's episode I'm going to split into two separate episodes just because there is a lot of figure skating to cover. So in these two episodes I'm going to recap the 2024 Cranberry Cup. I'm also going to touch on Canada's Next Generation, the Chinese Figure Skating International Club, the South Korean Junior Ranking, Midwestern and Pacific Reach Sectional, the Kinoshita Trophy, as well as the Gangson Cup and Lake Placid. So a lot of figure skating to cover. With the Olympics ending, thank you at user-IP9QY7BK2P for the corrections. Because I translate everything in my mind to English from another language, sometimes things get lost in translation or get dropped from the way I translate it in my mind to the way I articulate it with my mouth. Sometimes things get lost. So always thank you for the correction, and also always thank you for correcting me on names. I'm not gonna blame the fact that English is not my first language for how bad I am on names. I'm just very, very bad on names in every language. So I will just accept that I'm very bad on names, and I'm constantly working to improve that. But anyhow, it is the end of the Olympics, and now I can focus on figure skating. I would have had this video out sooner, but it was really, really difficult to watch the Cranberry competition because it was in live stream. So I literally had to do CIA level, detective work to find high quality videos for both the men and the women, for both the short and the long. And trust me, that was like a little part-time job all on its own. And this is another reason why figure skating is losing popularity. It's just too difficult to watch these competitions, So with the Cranberry Cup, I'm going to start out with the men. The reason being that this was one of the cleanest men's short program to start a season. Oh my goodness. Unfortunately, Mark Gorodowski withdrew from the competition. I hope everything is okay because he really had a solid season last cycle and he really started to be a part of the conversation. So I hope, this doesn't derail him and that he comes back to compete in another competition soon. So starting off with Tomoki Hiwatashi, who in the prediction video I said he would not be on the podium due to his inconsistency. It looked like he wanted to prove me wrong in the short program. This is the best short program I have seen from Tomoki in a long time. I mean, unfortunately, despite the improvement in the short program, the long program was an absolute mess. After the short program, he was in second place, and I was like, yes, way to prove me wrong, Tomoki. Get it. Then the long program came, and it was just, maybe he hasn't trained enough, maybe he doesn't have the stamina, maybe it was a mental thing, I don't know what it was, but the long program, unfortunately, was a complete mess for him. And of course, he wasn't on the podium. Then you had Yaroslav Penat, and as usual, a very entertaining skater with good jumps, but very little actual skating. So I kind of saw that coming. Of course, I had on my podium Andrew Togashev. I actually had him to win this event, and he had a decent short program. The triple axel was a little shaky, but everything else wasn't that bad. The long program also wasn't that bad. He just didn't do enough, and he went from third to sixth place. But still, given the inconsistency of the American men, this was not a bad start for Togashev. Then we got to Roman Sadovsky, my bronze medal pick for the podium. This was his best short program, I would say, in maybe 2.5 years. Being in sixth place in the short program and then moving up to 5th place in the free is amazing for Roman. That quad sow looked so good in the short program. The quad didn't quite look as steady in the long program, but it looked so good in the short program. Listen, with it being this early in the season, having Roman look so good, a win is a win. A win is a win. I will take this version of Roman and I will pray for improvement throughout the season. Camden Polkinen, another one of my podium pick, had a very Camden-like outing. The medal was within his reach. He was in 4th place, but he just didn't have enough to achieve it. Again, this is still a strong start for Camden. You know, this is a very, very long season, and he's had much, much worse starts to the season. He got most of his jumps. Again, we got to take it. Now, the actual podium, starting off with the bronze medal, was Jimmy Ma, another skater I said could not make it to the podium because of his jump inconsistency. After the short program, which had Jimmy in 7th place, I was like, you see, he's got all the talent, but those damn jumps consistency. But then Jimmy was like, hold my skate. Hold my skate. And he came back in the long with a lovely quad toe, triple toe, and then a solid triple axel. Again, the cleanest long program we have had from Jimmy Ma in maybe 2 seasons. He did what he needed to do to be on the podium. And remember, I didn't say he couldn't be on the podium because he didn't have the talent. I said he had all the talent to be on the podium, but his inconsistency would be what would be keeping him off. But he proved me wrong, and I'm so happy for Jimmy Ma because I am such a fan. He is one of those skaters that balance being entertaining with being balletic, with being technical. It's just that it's so rare for him to pull it off. Yes, this is what I like to see, skaters redefining how I think they will perform. Jimmy is super talented, and I hope to see him make the world team this season if he could just manage to be consistent. The silver went to my dark horse, Luke Economides. His jump technique is so French. Watching some of the French skaters jump, I always have my heart in my throat thinking, no way. But somehow they make it work. What I love about Luke's skating is how authentic it is to him. While Luke lacks the jumping power of some of his competitors, he has a unique vocabulary of movement that makes him interesting to watch. His This is the quality you often see in the Frenchman skaters. Whether it's Kevin, whether it's Adam, they're always, or even if you go back further to Philip Kendenora, they are always so uniquely themselves, and it makes them so entertaining to watch. Given how formulaic skating can be, having some of these skaters be individuals, have their own point of view, their own thought, really helps keep the sport from being completely tedious. The winner here was none other than Lucas Broussard. I had said in my prediction that even if Lucas skates a winning performance here, I did not believe the judges would go with him. However, I was proven wrong, and the judges actually judged the competition for the skating that was happening. The short, the long was even better than the short for me because Lucas opened up that program with a beautiful quad toe with both hands over their head, with a quad toe, triple toe, with both hands over their head, the hands aloft. The program was not clean. However, we saw how much potential Lucas had. Lucas is that kind of skater that I gravitate towards because he balanced both the technical and the artistry. What you have is beautiful, meaningful jumps, but you still have room for nice lines, extension, knee bend, a connection with the music, emoting to the audience. The US men probably have a solid, I would say Ilya Melanin and Jason Brown have a solid hold on 1 and 2. But that third spot for world is wide open. And I don't see why, if Lucas can manage to be consistent, he cannot become that third male skater. Now, the women competition, as always, had me in my feelings. I really, I don't even know what to say at this moment. So I will just say, in my opinion, after the short program, the standings should have been Elise Len Gracie in first place, Asunyan in second place, Sarah Everhart in third place, and Wen Warren Jacobson in fourth place. And then after the long program, I would have had Sarah Everhart in first place, Ansuyan in second place, and Elise Land Gracie in third place. At the end of this event, I have to say the South Korean Skating Union really needs to get their act together, because uh, obviously they need to start promoting, supporting, and backing their skaters, because this was a hot mess and a nonsense. But anyways, the judges did what they wanted to do, and the women event played out like they wanted it to play. Now, for the women who actually did participate, we had like Clara So, who is a possible girthy jumper. Her jumps have some girth to it, they have some meanings. However, she does need to roll on her rotation. She also needs to add a triple triple combination, because that's going to really put her in the conversation. Otherwise, Claire has lovely skating qualities, but unfortunately, the second half of the free program here was really difficult for her. But it's still really young. It's still really early in the competition. Warren Wren Jacobson, the short program was absolutely lovely. Yes, the triple toe is under rotated. However, the layout and the composition of the program makes it so easy to watch. I really, really like this short program. The long, unfortunately, was a struggle with like every jump having a problem, but I still feel like Warren has a lot of potential, and I hope that this only motivates her. Then we had Sojana Hilmer, another short program that I love. I actually wish I could watch this short program without the jumps. Unfortunately, the jumps are not where they need to be for Sanjana to be in the conversation realistically. As for Madeline Shazar, she is doing the Lion King for her short program, which of course reminds me of none other than Wakaba Higuchi, Olympic silver medalist. Yes, our Olympic silver medalist. This was probably not the start to the season that Maddie wanted. A botched double axel followed by a mistake in every other jumps in the short program. However, Maddie is a fighter, and we saw that in the long program, which was a redemption where she literally landed 5 clean triples. So again, this is early in the season. I really hope Maddie looks at all the positive and not the negative, and continues to build from here. Star Andrew had more of the same. Pretty skating with inconsistent jumps. Both short and the free program are fine. Nothing to write home about. The triple toe in the short program look a little better than last season, but controlling the power is still the problem. The long was okay, with 3 out of the 7 jump passes being clean. This is actually a really good start for Star's season. It looks like she's prepared. It looks like she's been practicing. I think a little more work and a little more effort, and maybe we can go from 3 to 5 jumping passes being clean, and then maybe by the end of the season from 5 to all 7 jumping passes being clean. We just have to wait and see. Asuyan not being top 3 after the short program speaks to everything that I dislike about figure skating, especially the reputation judging. Her triple toe combination, her triple Lutz triple toe combination had a Q in her triple flip a carrot. The technical caller seemed to have espresso eyes for some skaters and NyQuil eyes for others. Anyhow, Ensu had another short program that I love. La La Land is overused. However, when done right, the program is absolutely lovely, and Ansun does it right. Asun does it right. The long program opened with one of the best combination jumps for me. The triple Lutz, triple toe was on the money. It was perfect. And I'm glad the tech caller didn't try to play themselves here. This is another great program by Ansu that plays to her strength. I really hope the judges stop playing with her and start giving Ansu her flowers because she really is a really nice, well-rounded skater. Isabella Vito was awarded the bronze medal. She was awarded the bronze medal here. First, I'm happy that they did not put her in those grandma drapey curtain dresses from last season. The white dress is light and airy. The green dress is colorful and bright. The spins look good. And as for the program, the long feels like a continuation of the short program. They are both generically nice. And I understand her team playing it safe with the programs. Right now, they're trying to get back the U.S. national title, so playing it safe and maximizing their points makes sense. As for the jumps, the definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. Her team is not going to fix her jump technique, and the judges are going to continue to reward her for the jumps regardless. So it is what it is, and I will leave it at that. Evelyn Lynn Gracie delivered the best short program of the competition with a beautiful triple Lutz, triple toe combination. It had power, it had speed, it had ice covered, it was girthy. These are the kind of jumps that I want to see. Jumps where the buttocks muscles are being used, where the back is being used, the hip, everything, it's proper distribution. The takeoff is good, the air position is good, and the landing is soft. This is the kind of jump that I want to see. The long, and even with the powerful jump, with Elise, you still have room for the spins, the musicality, and the connection. The long was less than perfect with Elise popping her triple style cow. However, this is the best I've seen her this early in the season. Again, a skater who won her medal and has room to grow as the season progresses and maybe even a potential of making the world team. Sarah Everhart, who had me drooling over her girthy jumps, came here and took the title. She won that title with conviction. It takes a lot of guts to do a river dance program, so all the respect to her. And of course, you can never forget a warhorse, and in this case, she is giving us Firebird. While Sarah lacks a triple triple combination in her long program, what she does deliver is 7 high quality triple jumps. For the power of her jumps, I am a fan of Sarah. I do hope her team decides to work on the rest of it, the skating skills, the spins, the packaging, and put everything together in a manner that's going to make her a world-class skater. From all of this skating, I have to shine the spotlight on Lucas Broussard for so much beautiful skating so early in the season. And for me, the spotlight highlight has to be the beautiful quad toe, triple toe with the hands over the head. It had height, it had speed, it had power, it had ice coverage. This is where I feel like we need to be if we are going to be talking about jumps. No more of these tiny little baby jumps. We need these girthy jumps that have meaning so I can really feel like I'm watching a jump. As for some of the other competitions, we had the Canada Next Generation competition. For me, the men didn't really make any impression except for Anthony Paredes. I love Anthony's short program. This program is uniquely him. He is developing a really diverse vocabulary of movement, and I'm so interested to watch him grow. The women had a little more depth. Again, I'm really liking what I'm seeing with North America rebuilding their women program, both in the US and in Canada. We started off with the winner, Leah Cho. And what a little talent she is. She has good basic jumping skills. She's got musicality. She's performative. My only problem is she's tiny. Leah has not gone through puberty yet. And so I'm hoping because her jump basic is solid that she'll be able to carry her jumps to puberty. But right now, just lovely to watch. Then we had Senia Kroskevskich, probably butchered that name, Korskevkich. As a senior, she gave us a Firebird that the senior women would be envious of. I see shades of Sasha Cohen and Senya. So much personality, so much musicality, so much presentations. And her jumps are not bad either. I definitely feel Senya is one to watch. And then rounding off the podium was Hedy She, another young potential skater that is very well balanced, having both the technical and the artistry. This was not really a really good outing for her, but I do feel like if Hedy could work on her consistency and learning how to compete under pressure, she can definitely be a champion for Canada. And then we had the junior ranking competition in South Korea. Minso Kwan was missing from the competition, and I do not see her on any of the junior Grand Prix. I don't have any news as to why Minso is not competing. As you guys know, she's one of my favorites. So if anyone knows why Minso is not competing, please let me know in the comments. But Minso, you will be missed. Another fan favor, Soo Jin Hyun, did not have a good competition at this event. However, there is so much potential for this young skater that I hope the federation still gives her at least one Grand Prix. Sujin Yoon has so much artistry and so much beautiful skating to share. The top four skaters for the women was basically what we would have expected. In fourth place, we had Ju Yu J Kim. She had a fall in the free program on her triple axel, but otherwise both the short and the free program were really good showing for her, especially this early in the season. Nayeon Ko, who for me has textbook South Korean jumps. Her jumps are just a thing of beauty to watch. She finished in third place here, which I think hopefully guarantees her 2 Grand Prix assignment. But this skater, Nayeon, is definitely a skater to watch for the future. Then, of course, Yoo Sung Kim landed her triple axel in the free program, skated both her short and long program relatively clean. This was a very good start to Yoo Seong for the season. Again, another skater that's going to have 2 Grand Prix assignments on the Junior Grand Prix. However, the night belonged to Miss Jia Chen, who has one of my favorite junior short programs so far. The long program is lovely but a little less impactful. However, the short program is it for me, from the dress to the choreography to the layout to the way she delivered it. I'm telling you, these programs leave no doubt that Miss Gia is tired of being second place and she wants her junior world title. Her jumps look wonderful. She's growing as a skater. Cannot wait to see her on the Grand Prix. We also have, some strong showing from the South Korean men, including Minso, Mengyuk So, Jaekyun Lee, and Haibin Cho. All of these young skaters will probably be on the Grand Prix junior will probably be on the junior Grand Prix, so we will get to see South Korea as they're building out both their men and their women program. Always lovely to see. And then finally, we had the Chinese Figure Skating International Cup competitions, which I think are still going on. And I feel like China is playing the long game and that they are trying to build a team. I feel like China is taking the figure skating team medal very seriously, and they are now trying to build out a team. China has always been a powerful player in pairs. However, I feel like with the next generation of juniors, they're trying to actively grow the ice dance, the men and the women's field. So starting off with the ice dance, we saw some really hungry looking young ice dancers. We had Ye Fei Len and Zhen Zhao Gao. We had Zizi Zhao and Ling Gao He. I am murdering these names. We had Zheng Shi and Zhao Kuang Wang. All of these young skaters are working on their basics and seem to be building a strong foundation. I feel like if any of these skaters are accepted by IM or one of the other top dance program, these skaters can definitely become a factor later on. Not this Olympic cycle, but the next Olympic cycle when it comes to the team gold medal. As for the men, we also had some very interesting young men. Leading the pack is Dao Wei Dao. He's followed by Tong Hee Chen, and then we also have Boren Lee. I feel like from these three young male skaters, we definitely could see the next Chinese men champion come forth. And then as for the women, we have seen growth both in the senior and in the junior. In the senior, we have Zion Gu, and also known as Nini, who looks stronger this season than last season. The jumps are still a little bit of a struggle, but hopefully as the season progresses, Nini will build the confidence to do the jump. She is doing the short program to voila, now a staple of figure skating music. And it's okay. It's okay. It's an okay voila. Nothing wrong with her voila. Hopefully, we'll see Nini more confident on the competition circuit because she does have nice spins, a lovely skating skill, and some good ice presence. So we'll see what she can give to us. From the senior women, we also have Wang Yi Sun. She lacks the technical difficulty, but she does tend to be a cleaner skater than some others, and she's also a well-rounded skater. And then another potential senior skater is Ru Yang Zheng. She is the kind of skater who is consistent, who has everything. They're not great, they're not bad, but if someone else falter, Zheng could definitely be part of the competition. Now, the Chinese women junior field is much stronger than the senior field. They have several contenders, including Yi Han Wang. Beautiful jumping technique. This is a skater who's a little more reserved in her skating, but she's very young and she has the time to learn to express herself on the ice. But in terms of her jumps, in terms of her spins, in terms of her, in terms of her skating skills, in terms of the step sequence, in terms of the technical foundation of skating, very, very good. Then we have Shi Q Gao. Oh my God, so musical, so emotive. All of her jumps are done with both of her hands over her head, except with the axle. I feel like this technique is throwing her off her center of gravity. Like it's playing with her center of gravity. So I am a little worried that once Gao has a growth spurt, this may become a problem. However, I love her Gladiator short program. And then we move on to her Les Miserables long program, which is also fabulous. This skater is so powerful, so fast for being such a young skater. At the same time, she's paying attention to the music, she's emoting, she's skating to the judges, she's skating to the fans. I really, really hope that her jump technique survives because everything else about this skater is wonderful. We also have Lu Tong Li. Oh my God, this skater has some of the best jump technique basics for the young Chinese women. I mean, the rest of it needs a little work, but Lee has a lot of time to work on the rest of it. But as for the jump, the basics are very, very, very fine. Then we have Shu Zhao Jen, another young skater that is having that well-rounded package. Everything about her skating is nice. The spins, the jumps, the edge control, the ice coverage, everything about this skater is nice. Again, because they're so young, because they haven't hit puberty, I only hope that when that happens, they're able to retain all of these things that makes them so wonderful to watch in the senior competition. So that is the first part of this video, which covers, half of the competitions that I've been watching this season. But please let me know what you thought of, definitely the 2024 Cranberry Cup International, and then share with me which other, events that you guys have been watching. And then please tune in because I'm going to upload the second part of the recaps.